They found him sitting alone in his living room, slumped in his armchair. No signs of injury, no cry for help, just silence. The soft glow of a table lamp flickered nearby. A cold coffee mug sat on the side table, and an emptiness filled the room, a stillness that comes only after something irreversible. The medical report said natural causes, but to those of us who know the signs, it was something else, a quiet unraveling of vitality, not from illness, but from neglect. And sadly, he's not alone. Every year, thousands of older men face a slow decline in strength, sexual function, and emotional clarity, all because they think they're doing the right thing by giving up something they believe they no longer need. I'm Dr. John Smith, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 40 years helping seniors across the country reclaim their energy, confidence, and quality of life. I've sat with farmers, workers, teachers, and grandfathers who thought they were doing the noble thing by abstaining, but I've also seen the quiet regret in their eyes when the damage catches up. Society's told us for too long that masturbation is shameful, unnecessary past 60. But here's the truth: when you stop, your body doesn't just pause, it starts to break down. Your prostate stagnates, your testosterone crashes, your spirit fades, and by the time you notice, you're years behind. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 real consequences of stopping masturbation in old age, and more importantly, how to prevent them before it's too late. These are simple, science-backed solutions my patients have used to protect their health, boost their energy, and avoid issues most mistake for just getting old. Stay until the end, because the final consequence is one even your doctor might not mention, but it could triple your risk of prostate problems if ignored. If you care about your body, your confidence, and your independence as you age, you'll want to hear this. Type 1 in the comments if you're with me, or 0 if you're skeptical. I welcome both. This is a conversation seniors deserve, no shame, just real answers. Let's get started. The first consequence is one that hits hard and can make you feel like you're losing a part of yourself. Loss of erectile function and sexual health. I'll never forget Michael, a 68-year-old retired electrician, who came to my office looking confused and worried. "Doc," he said, "I haven't had a spontaneous erection in 8 months. It's like my body just shut off. One day I felt normal, the next nothing." What shook Michael wasn't just the loss, it was the feeling that his masculine identity was slipping away. He had no idea why, and it scared him. Nobody told Michael, or most men, that stopping masturbation can cause your sexual function to fade like a muscle you stop using. Your penis isn't just decoration, it's an organ that needs regular blood flow to stay healthy. After 60, if you go months without any stimulation, something dangerous happens. Blood flow slows, oxygen delivery drops, tissues start to stiffen, not in a good way, but in a way that leads to fibrosis, nerve damage, and permanent loss of erectile ability. This isn't theory, it's basic vascular biology. Think of it like this: if you stopped using your arm for 6 months, what would happen? You'd lose strength, flexibility, maybe even forget how to move it right. Your penis works the same way. At this age, it doesn't just sit on standby, it starts shutting down if neglected. The worst part: this decline creeps in quietly. No loud warning, no flashing lights. One day morning, erections vanish. Then even touch or fantasy doesn't work. Eventually, even meds might not help because the foundation's already eroded. I've seen men sit across from me, eyes welling up, asking if they can get it back. Some, like Michael, improve with therapy, lifestyle changes, and medical support, but others wait too long, and the damage is permanent. They thought stopping masturbation was harmless, a sign of self-control, but it was the start of functional decay. This isn't about obsessing over sex, it's about protecting your circulation, your hormones, your identity as a man. You can start by masturbating regularly, just once or twice a week, to keep blood flowing and nerves alive. Pair it with 20-minute daily walks and a balanced diet. Michael tried this, and months later, he said, "Doc, I feel like my body's alive again." You don't have to live with this loss. Your body just needs a chance to stay strong. If this hits home, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. Now let's look at the next consequence, because what happens to your hormones goes way beyond the bedroom. The second consequence can shake not just your body, but how you feel about yourself: a drop in testosterone. I remember David, a 70-year-old retired postal worker who came to me tired and irritable. "Doc," he said, "I don't know why I can't get out of bed anymore. I've skipped my bowling club, which I used to love, Is this just age or stress? I saw the confusion in his eyes and tests showed his testosterone was abnormally low. David thought it was just life catching up, but the real issue was he'd stopped masturbating years ago. Testosterone isn't just about libido, it's your energy, confidence, and strength. When you masturbate even gently, your brain releases dopamine and signals your hypothalamus, telling your testes to keep producing testosterone. This matters after 60 when your body naturally makes less. But when you stop entirely going weeks or months without any sexual activity, your body gets the wrong message. It thinks you don't need this hormone anymore, and production slows to a crawl. Once that starts, it's tough to reverse. Low testosterone doesn't just make you tired. It clouds your focus, dims your drive, weakens your muscles, makes your bones brittle, and raises your risk of heart disease and depression. Studies show men who stay sexually active, even through masturbation, maintain steadier testosterone levels. I've seen vibrant men like David become shadows of themselves in just a few years, not from illness, but because no one told them masturbation is one of the simplest ways to support hormonal health. David said, "Doc, I don't even recognize the man in the mirror anymore." That wasn't vanity, it was grief. And it didn't have to happen. You don't need thousands of dollars in hormone therapy or years to recover. Regular masturbation once or twice a week, done mindfully, can tell your body to keep those hormones flowing. Add in daily walks and good sleep for a boost. David tried this, and months later he said, "Doc, I feel alive again. I'm back at bowling and laughing more." This isn't about desire, it's about keeping your body vibrant. If this makes you think, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're still here. Now let's move to the next consequence, because what happens to your prostate can hurt more than you expect. The third consequence is prostate congestion and pelvic pain, something that can disrupt your days and nights in ways many mistake for just aging. I remember Robert, a 69-year-old retired mechanic who came to me exhausted. "Doc," he said, "I feel this pressure in my pelvis like something's pressing down. I'm up 4 or 5 times a night to pee, and it's wearing me out." Robert hadn't had any sexual activity, including masturbation, for nearly 2 years, thinking he was past that stage. But tests showed his PSA levels were high, and he was dealing with persistent discomfort he couldn't explain. Your prostate isn't just a bystander, it's an active gland that produces seminal fluid, and that fluid needs to move. Masturbation through ejaculation flushes it out, reducing inflammation and pressure. But when you stop completely, especially in your later years, that fluid sits, thickens, and builds up pressure, leading to inflammation. You might notice a slower urine stream, lower back aches, or a constant urge to pee, even when your bladder's not full. These aren't minor annoyances, they're red flags. As a urologist, I've seen too many men think they have a bladder issue when it's really an inflamed, swollen prostate. Left unchecked, this can lead to chronic prostatitis, a painful, lingering condition that's tough to treat or even require surgery. Worse, a Stanford University study found that regular ejaculation about 20 times a month can lower your prostate cancer risk. The logic is simple: flushing the prostate prevents harmful buildup. But when fluid stagnates for months, inflammation and long-term risks rise. Robert faced stressful biopsy tests that could have been avoided with a simple, natural habit. This isn't about indulgence, it's about preventing pain and understanding your body still needs care after 60. I've seen strong men grow anxious over endless bathroom trips or discomfort that keeps them from sitting comfortably. It's not just physical, it steals your freedom. You can change this by masturbating regularly once or twice a week and peeing afterward to clear the urethra. Avoid sitting for long stretches to ease prostate pressure. Robert tried this, and months later he said, "Doc, I'm sleeping better, and that heavy feeling's gone." You don't have to live with discomfort or sleepless nights, your prostate just needs attention. If this resonates, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. Now let's dive into the final consequence, because it hits deeper than anything else: your sense of self. The fourth consequence is the most heartbreaking: a quiet decline that can make you feel like you're losing yourself, emotional numbness, and loss of identity. I'll never forget Emma, a 72-year-old retired librarian and widow who used to light up rooms with her smile and love for books. But when she came to me, her voice was heavy. "Doc," she said, "I feel empty inside, like I'm invisible. I don't want to see my friends anymore, and I don't know why." Emma had stopped masturbating years ago, thinking it wasn't appropriate for her age. She didn't realize that choice wasn't just physical, it was touching her soul, making her feel disconnected from herself. Masturbation isn't just a physical act, it's a way to stay connected to yourself, to keep your spirit alive. When you do it, your brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, chemicals that don't just feel good, but regulate moods, anxiety, and strengthen emotional stability. These are vital in your later years, especially when facing loneliness, loss, or feeling irrelevant. When you stop entirely, maybe because you think you're past it, or feel ashamed, you cut off a path to joy, self-awareness, and feeling human. Slowly you become quieter, more withdrawn. You skip things you love like Emma, who stopped going to her book club. You feel invisible, unnecessary, and life turns dull. The danger is most don't see the link. They think this emptiness is just aging. But I've seen vibrant people grow isolated not from illness, but from losing touch with their body. Emotional numbness isn't always obvious depression. It can be apathy, disinterest, or feeling like you're not yourself anymore. It can even worsen cognitive decline, as those chemicals also protect your brain. Emma said, "I feel like I'm not the woman I used to know." That wasn't just sadness, it was a loss of identity. But you can change this. No pills or complex therapy needed. Gentle masturbation once or twice a week, done mindfully, can make you feel alive again. Pair it with meditation or catching up with friends. Emma tried this, and months later she said, "Doc, I'm laughing with my friends again. I feel like I exist." This isn't about lust, it's about keeping your spirit vibrant. If this speaks to you, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're still here. Now let's wrap this up, because it's about more than health. It's about reclaiming your life. If you've made it this far, I want to talk to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who respects the journey you're on. Over my 40 years caring for seniors, what moves me most isn't the medical issues, it's the quiet losses people carry, losses that don't show up in tests or scans. A man who once stood tall now avoids mirrors. A woman who glowed with joy says she hasn't felt her body in years. Too often they're told this is just getting old. But I don't believe that for a second, and if you're still here, I don't think you do either. The truth is, when you stop caring for your intimate self, when you let go of that part of your body and identity, a chain of silent consequences begins. We've covered them: how stopping masturbation can kill your erectile function, erode your confidence, how it drops your testosterone, leaving you tired and at risk for heart disease, how it clogs your prostate, causing pain and sleepless nights, and most painfully, how it numbs your emotions, making you feel like a stranger in your own skin. These aren't small changes, they're life-altering, and they happen not because of age, but because of neglect. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be this way. Your body still knows how to feel. Your mind still craves connection. Your health still depends on honoring every part of yourself, even the parts nobody sees. This isn't about desire. It's about life, about preserving what makes you strong, whole, and human. You don't need to feel ashamed for choosing health over silence. I've sat with patients who felt broken, disconnected, empty, but I've also seen their eyes light up when they reconnect with their body. One man, 73, told me, "I didn't know I could feel this alive again just by caring for myself." That's what this is about, not just surviving your years, but living them with presence, dignity, and joy. So if you've forgotten this part of yourself, buried it, or judged it, I invite you to rethink it. Reconnect. Start small with curiosity, with kindness, but most importantly, start. Because when you care for this part of you, you're not just protecting your health, you're reclaiming your life. Don't keep this to yourself. Hit like, share this video with someone who needs it, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Whether you agree, disagree, or have questions, your voice matters, and your story could help someone else feel seen. Type 1 if this resonates, or 0 if you've got something to share with me. Thank you for being here. Let's keep exploring ways to keep you strong, sharp, and vibrant.